Are you a podcaster? Maybe you've got that big idea and you're looking for a network to join. The multi-award-winning Ozcast Network can get your content to eyes and ears all over the world. Join now for the first month free, and you could be featuring this sound at the beginning of your podcast.
Ozcast.
Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Every time I start talking about boxing, a white man got full rockin' my piano out there.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Oh, this hard goddamn work being this good.
One more again, see what I take on your front set, I swear.
You ain't my daddy, are you?
There's gonna be consequences and repercussions.
What time is it? Game time.
Okay, welcome to the Don't Be Blasé podcast. We are coming to you live from the House of Pain, otherwise known as Snap Fitness in the Adelaide CBD. I'm your host, Speak Caruana, joined as always by my man, Steve Burrows.
Hello.
Before we get started, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Larry and Lad. Go see the boys in Region Arcade, get yourself an awesome coffee and listen to some pretty sweet tunes. But for now, on with the show. Now, Steve's going to kick us off. It's not going to be one of those ones where he jumps in and interrupts me. It's going to be a bit of a serious conversation to start with. Something we've been chatting about off air, and I just thought it'd be a good one to bring up. So, Steve, hit me with your story.
Sure. I listened a lot to Seth Rogen. Not Seth Rogen. Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan. There
yeah.
we go.
Not Seth Rogen. Joe Rogan. I listen to him and I follow his podcasts. And from time to time, I just jump on YouTube and look for highlights.
Yeah, random clips, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I've found...
It's a long show he does.
He does 3 hours or something.
Yeah, sometimes
like
I don't have the time for his whole show.
Is that
so
because
we keep it to a nice, neat 40. You know, like that's a car ride sometimes. Yeah.
Well, you claim it's usually about 46, and then you take out all my ums and
Yeah,
ahs.
yeah,
And
that
then...
cuts it right down.
But I think he basically gets wasted, and they just talk and like you do.
Like we used to, yeah.
Yeah. But we're not even drinking anymore.
No, we're all grown up now.
We are grown up. So, so I was watching, one popped up, was Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
The astronomer. I think he's an astronomer, or that's his background, astronomy.
He's often commonly
physics,
known
science.
as the black science guy.
Black science guy. Racist. Anyway, and so I started listening to one of them, and he said something really... In today, when everyone's got social media and everyone's got opinions and everyone's got such strong opinions, and this made me sit up and listen, and I wrote it down. I'll probably fuck it up trying to repeat it, but I'll try. See how we go.
Obviously, he didn't bring the bit of paper he wrote it down on, so now he's just going from memory. So let's see how this goes, Steve.
It's going to be a bit of a gist thing. It might take me 40 seconds to explain it. But he said, in today's day and age with the internet, people think they know enough to think they're right.
Yeah.
But they actually don't know enough to know that they're wrong.
Yeah.
So basically, in a nutshell, although that is pretty much a nutshell, he's basically saying that people go in and research something that they like, and then they just start researching only what they like, and they start to gain, inverted commas, facts, and it kind of takes them down a path, and then basically confirms their beliefs, and then they've now got a very strong opinion, and they're not willing. And the thing is, because they've gone down this path, they've never heard the other side of the argument anymore. Or at least they don't even credit
it. Yeah. Well, that's the problem, like I said, with social media, especially like Twitter, your Facebook, especially with like something like Twitter. You know, like I'm on Twitter and something. You only follow who you want to follow. You know, it's not like in Facebook where you have friends, you add friends, and you may have friends that you have different opinions with. You got people in there from you went to high school with, and you're always going to have differing opinions. When it comes to Twitter, it's purely who you follow is who you're going to see in your feed. Yeah. So it becomes a bit of an echo chamber because you just follow the people that have the same beliefs that you, that understand the same things that you do, and so you're constantly hearing all your beliefs are being reaffirmed to you over and over and over. Because we bury our heads in our phones, 10 hours a day, and all we keep seeing is that you're right. Yeah. See, these people agree with me. Yep, these people agree with me. You're right. You could be following 10 people and just having 10 people agree with you. Yeah. But if you've got that and all you're getting is affirmation that you are right, then you're going to think that you're right.
And that's right. And that's why people are on this flat earth theory. Dinosaurs don't exist.
Religion is real.
Okay, you're going
Just jumping straight in. Yeah, you toe in the water, Steve. You're toe in the water. We don't do that on this show. We go straight in.
I was going to talk about moon landings and shit like that.
Just jump straight
9/11,
in, mate.
and
Jump
you've
straight.
gone-
I'm off the high dive. I'm doing the triple Indy. That's it.
Yeah, Greg Louganis over here.
Yeah.
Man. That's amazing. Yeah, so religion. There's the religion thing as well.
Well, it's just that, yeah, because you just it's once it becomes a belief system, then it's very hard to change. So it's like we discussed last week, you said, oh, there's no cool heroes anymore. There's no, where are all the action stars and where are all this?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, because Steve, that was your beliefs when you were a child, and you're not changing your mind because you're not going for anyone new. These people have been brought up with this belief that this is what happened and this happened to this guy on this day and this is the story and that's exactly what happened and that's it. Amen. And they're not going to change their mind on it because that's what they've been raised on.
Yeah.
The same way I've been raised on thinking the best children's character is Humphrey B. Bear. I love Humphrey B. Bear.
Oh, really?
And you're not going to sway me any other way. You can bring out your Teletubbies. You can give me the
Fat
Wiggles.
cat.
Nah, Fat Cat. He got busted with drugs.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And no, you're not gonna sway me off like Humphrey B. Bear.
Yeah.
Silly analogy, silly comparison. But that's just the way it is,
I don't like it that you're basically saying you cannot be swayed. That's that to me is like, surely you have to be open enough to maybe accept a little bit that maybe Humphrey B. Bear isn't. You know what I'm saying? It's like I guess when if you do have an argument or a debate or a discussion with someone who's so strong belief, it's almost sometimes impossible or pointless because they're like, nah, doesn't matter what you tell me, this is what happens. And you're like, well, fuck it, don't worry about it. We're not talking no more.
Well, I mean, we always bring up facts don't matter.
Yes.
And we always don't be blasé. So we
Yeah.
always like, you got to be show a bit of passion behind your argument.
Yeah.
So I do understand what you're saying. You've got to essentially meet someone halfway. Like me and you always debate Michael Jordan and LeBron.
Yeah.
And like I personally prefer LeBron.
Yeah.
If I had to start a team, to win a game or a championship, I'm probably going to pick LeBron because I like the way he goes about it. I like watching him play. You say, okay, you've got a game of one-on-one to save your life.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to choose Michael.
Yeah, good old Mick.
Good old Mick. Because that's just the way, even though my belief is I think LeBron's a better player, as far as the fact it's a team sport.
Yeah.
But if you just pick one guy, the one guy that could win, save the world from, I don't know, like
Monstars.
Monstars.
Sorry, don't jump in there, Monstars.
It was good because I couldn't quite get it out. It was on the tip of my tongue. But that's the guy you choose, It's like him and Bill Murray. Because Bill Murray had, doesn't play defense, but he doesn't. But it's just hard to sway people's belief systems. I mean, that's the reason why, they say that, reporting the news, I mean, even the news is now like, fake news. That's
that's
a
right.
new thing, It's nothing's facts anymore. You were saying to me before that you could ask someone, all right, what do you need for me to prove that this doesn't exist?
That's right.
And you can go, okay, well, here's this, what they asked you for. And they still go, nah, that's not real. It's
They
like,
question it. That's right,
it's like, well, then you can't. You like you said before, you can't argue with that person anymore because no matter what facts you bring, even though facts don't matter, it's not going to sway an opinion. You can't argue someone's opinion.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest thing is because that's their opinion. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Whether you think their opinion is wrong or not, it's still their opinion. And there's never going to be anything that's universal that everyone agrees on.
And I agree with that. And all I expect in any kind of discussion or debate is for people to be open-minded.
Yeah.
If I was talking to someone the other day and we were talking about this person doesn't like Trump.
Yeah.
Bags Trump all the time. And that's fine. I don't have any strong feelings either way for Trump. I think he's a civilian doing a presidential job, not doing a very good one.
No,
I don't think.
Yeah.
But still, I think that's the thing. He's not a lifelong trained politician.
No.
He's just an old dude who's been doing his shit the way he's been doing it for his whole life.
Well, the thing is, like, I listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff, and they're just like people that sort of are, like people from New York. And it's like, he's just an old school New York hustler.
That's right.
And he's like hustled his way to being the president of the United States.
Right.
He knows he's not qualified.
Yeah.
He's been bluffing the whole time.
Yeah.
But he's a New York street hustler and that's what he's done.
That's right. And then that's who he is. So, look, I don't think he's a great president, obviously, but I don't like people who bag him out for reasons... For no reason, should I say. And I'll use that as an example. I heard this person was talking to another person. They were just bagging out Trump, generally speaking. And I was like, I think you're being a bit hard on him. You're talking about facts that never actually happened. And she goes, yeah, well, he's, something, he supports the KKK. I was like, what? What are you talking about? Where the fuck did he's ever said that he supports the KKK? She goes, oh, it was in that press conference, rah. I said, show me the fucking video.
Yeah.
And she went back and she showed me the video where, I think, what were you doing?
Well, yeah, he said he didn't condemn the KKK.
Yeah.
He said when there was a fight in
North
Charlottesville,
yeah.
there was a fight right between the KKK guys and then the
was it the
students.
car when it drove into the
No,
students?
that was a day after.
Oh, okay.
But it was the fact that he didn't condemn the side of the KKK.
Right.
So then everyone else went up in arms. Went, oh, he's supporting them. It's like, no, he did say there was good people on both sides. Which there is good people on both sides. Not obviously sides of the KKK. Yeah, you're not going to be looking at it as good a light.
No.
If you're hanging out with your friend and he's a racist, you're kind of like, you're getting painted with that brush, and it's not a good brush to get painted with.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that there isn't some good people. No one's. This is one of the great things about the internet, and it gets found out pretty quickly. No one is perfect.
Yeah.
And everyone that tries to claim to be is going to be found out eventually.
Sure.
Like an example of the viral video that went through last week, the kid that got bullied.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone's jumping to this kid's defense. Oh, this kid got bullied. it's terrible. And admittedly, bullying is terrible.
It's terrible.
Turns out this kid's mum's an absolute fucking scumbag. And she's racist. And, so there's like, everyone's jumping to defend this kid because this kid is, he's been bullied and you feel bad for him. But then if you dig deep into the, is he a bad person because his mum's a scumbag that's trying to claim money off
there's layers.
There's
lots of layers.
There's so many layers to everybody. So there's never one black or white thing.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, shows like this, and debate shows and opinion shows will always sort of be around now because you can't. What is a fact? Because anyone that has a fact, someone's going to counter it. And because their opinion's going to say that no, that's wrong because of this, or this is right because of this. It's just you're never going to win. So it's the healthy debate, healthy discussion. It's always a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But just. Like I said, be open-minded. Don't take things too seriously.
Yeah.
Like, I've even swayed you on a couple of things on this show.
Okay, maybe that can be our list. Name one. What have you swayed me on?
What have I swayed you
Yeah,
on?
name one.
Steve.
Was it because you haven't swayed me on MacGruber? I'm still down with MacGruber.
Yeah, that was a terrible choice on your behalf.
What if? Come on, name something because I might be getting old and the memory's a bit, but
Liverpool, Steve.
Yeah.
First episode we ever put out, we discussed: can you be a fan of a player or do you have to back a team? And you're like, no, I like the players and I don't live in these towns, so I don't care. And I'm like, okay, well, what about Liverpool? And you went. Can I order a cheeseburger and Diet Coke and I need to get the fuck out of here. It can happen, Steve.
I should have known.
You've got
Rain
me too.
Yeah, I know.
You've got me too.
Yeah.
And it just happens. That's the beauty of our friendship.
Yeah.
And then there's things that we will never agree on, which is the basis of the show.
Yeah.
But there's always things that me and you, we will present rational arguments to each other.
Yeah.
And it never gets too heated. And that's why we can have these discussions. That's what makes this whole thing fun. We like breaking this down. So we're going to keep it fun. We're going to bring it back by fun. We've got a bit dark there. We've got a bit deep there. I jumped straight in with some big words. But we're going to now swing to something that we can both agree on for a section. And then there's going to be a bit that we might toss it up.
Yeah.
Steve, I was watching the Ashes, the cricket, last week.
Mm-hmm.
And this is actually the week before, this is the Adelaide Test. After every game, they were showing replays of the Lethal Weapon movies.
Oh, cool, yeah.
And it was just making me think, like, what is the best action movie franchises? And more importantly, is there enough saxophone in modern day movies?
No.
Because those Lethal Weapon movies, there is a saxophone chord.
Is that
Between everything, like between every emotion, like
every scene.
Every scene, there is some sort of saxophone. I mean, what happened to the saxophone?
It's like in The Simpsons when they're doing the video, and she's like, "Dad, there's more things in the Star Wipe."
Yeah. And Star Wipe, and we're done. I'm taking my name off this thing. Yeah, but it made me realize that Lethal Weapon was really good. I think it gets really overshadowed about how good it is because I think the fourth one was pretty rubbish and stuff. When you try to bring in too many supplementary characters, it does sort of stray. Another thing that was great was Mel Gibson's flapping mullet in the breeze. Do love that, and the whole popping of his own shoulder back in.
When he's in there.
Yeah, love that thing. Yeah. And it's the whole thing that was started with Die Hard and went to Lethal Weapon. Is the action hero like Mel Gibson and Bruce Willis
yeah.
that looks like your dad.
Yeah.
And he's still the tough guy.
Oh, yeah.
Because with Schwarzenegger and Stallone, all of a sudden it had to be, it needs to be the buff guy because before it was just like, it was good. Yeah, it was just some old guy that was standing there, but you looked at him and went, no, he's the toughest because the script says he's the toughest. And all of a sudden there was these huge jack guys, and then the Schwarzenegger, and it was like Hulk Hogan and the wrestling and stuff, and it was like, no, I don't believe that fat guy's the strong one anymore. I want the guy with the muscles. I'm going with proof. You say facts don't matter, that guy's fucking huge, and he would win a fight. You know, and that's what became a thing. But then these guys brought back that, I've got my dad's bod, and I'm a little bit crazy, so I can do a good action movie.
Yeah. I love those Lethal Weapon films.
They're great.
They're good. I think we talked about it a few weeks ago. I can't wait for these. These are films that I can't wait to show the kids.
Yeah.
You know, that one will probably be a little bit old when they're maybe 10 and the...
But you can still, like, classics are classics.
Yeah.
Like, my mum, I've always praised my mum for... The one thing I hate when you hear from younger people is it's before my time, so I don't care. It's like, no. There's a reason why there's some things that are classic, you know, because you can still watch them. Like, my mum made me watch Dog Day Afternoon with Al Pacino.
Okay.
Go back and watch that one. It's like in the 70s, 60s. It's about a bank robbery.
Okay.
And so pretty much the whole movie takes place in this bank. And it's really, really intense. So there's a bank robbery, but then it, goes to shit and it's like a siege. And, so Al Pacino's the bank robber and he's sort of the hero of the movie. And then it's a really weird movie for the time because then you find out he's trying to rob the bank so he can get his boyfriend a sex change.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
wow.
Real edgy for the 70s. Yeah, really good movie. And apparently, I don't know if it was based on a true story. There's another one he did. He did a couple of movies back then that were sort of based on true stories and stuff, like Serpico and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, my mum made me watch all those classics and the Gauntlet with Clint Eastwood.
Okay.
It's one of those Dirty Harry ones where he's got to run around. Like the whole thing is he's running from payphone to payphone. He's basically playing like it's almost like a Die Hard 3.
Yeah.
The Die Hard with a Vengeance, where he's got to keep going and doing these things.
Oh.
And,
By the way, sorry to cut in, but a film that also tried to follow that formula.
Yeah.
And it was so bad.
12 rounds?
Oh, it was John Cena's 12.
But that's the thing.
That was so bad.
I'm going to go to bat for John here because 12 rounds had, and also the Marine, when he was in the Marine, just ticked every action movie stereotype. Like even in 12 rounds at the end, like there's a big fight and they go up in the helicopter and they jump out of the helicopter before it explodes. And then what do? You happen to land in a rooftop pool because of course you did. And the money that was getting stolen was raining down on them. It's just every cliche you want, and it's that Lethal Weapon diving out of the building into the hotel pool, and it's amazing. You need these things.
No, that was so bad. And speaking of film franchise, I think that Marine is up to about number 5 or 6 or something.
Yeah, I mean, they were all straight to DVD, but I think, after John left, like, John Cena looks like Marine, like the Marine.
Oh, he's
like
jawline.
Yeah, he's
alone.
Like, I enjoy John Cena as an actor, and depends which, like, he's very limited, but he's got a lot of personality, so that carries. And I think he will be one of those guys that could do a few movies, once it comes.
Definitely.
The rest of those WWE films, not great. Let's just say not great. But, we've got a few franchises there. Like I said, touched on Die Hard as well. We've discussed Die Hard many times, but we're looking down the list here. We've got the top 5. This is our top 5.
Yeah.
We agreed on the top 5 in no order. We got Die Hard, you got Terminator, you got Rambo, you got Rocky, you got Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
They're your best 5 action film. Now, I give all of them like a 2.5 film rule.
Yep.
Because of those 5, 4 of them after 2.5 fucking films just go to shit real bad.
All right. Yeah, let's go for it.
So the only one that redeems itself is Rocky.
Yeah.
Rocky 1's great. Rocky 2's very good. Rocky 3 is most people's favourite. Rocky 4 is very cheesy. It's the Russian one, and everyone seems to love that.
You like it when you're 10.
Yes.
It's
easy to watch.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Whereas, and Rocky 5...
Well, I really like Rocky 5. And you said you watched it recently, didn't you?
I watched the fight scene.
No, see, you walk away.
No, you can't walk away.
It's like to be continued, It's like, and we're out of time, folks. Gotta go.
It's almost like that Simpsons where they edit the movies to the seniors. It's like, quite frankly, I love you. And it's like, edited for seniors. Like, you just want that movie just to end before the bar scene. But you have to watch the bar fight and the street fight, and it's terrible, but it's, And that was the problem. That was the last Rocky we had for about
We did.
15 years or 10 years.
Ages.
But Rocky Balboa, Rocky 6 was really good. And then the Creed movie, also very good, part of the same franchise. So Rocky's the only one that's sort of done a lot of movies that were still passable, watchable.
Okay.
You know? Lethal Weapon 1's great, Lethal Weapon 2's great, Lethal Weapon 3, they start to lose it. By 4, when you're introducing too many supplementary characters, no good.
Yep.
Terminator 1, great.
Yeah.
Terminator 2, one of the best movies ever made.
Yes.
Terminator 3, can eat a bag of dicks. Number 4,
Eat a bag of dicks.
number 4, there was like the one that didn't have Arnie in it and had like
Yeah.
Christian Bale, also can eat a bag of dicks. And that Genesis that brought Arnie back, once again,
I was trying to watch that.
the bag's over
Didn't
there,
finish it.
just tuck in when you're ready. Die Hard, same thing. Die Hard 1, brilliant.
Oh.
Number 2.
I'm going to say that's probably one of my favourite films of all time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We
sure.
talked about the Christmas the other day. No, it goes... Oh, obviously, it's number one Christmas, but I think it's one of the best action films of all time.
Oh, it's easily one of the
Yeah.
best. Yeah, it's one of those ones that gets, if you, like I said, a big fan of honest trailers, go watch honest trailers on YouTube, and the honest trailer for Die Hard. Like, usually with honest trailers, they just rip the piss out of every movie.
Okay.
But with Die Hard, they just pump it up. It's just
Yeah.
the greatest action movie of all time.
So
they,
good.
They talk about how all the movies that came after it pretty much copied the same formula. You know,
Right.
like Sudden Death.
Yeah.
Was Van Damme doing Die Hard in a hockey rink. You know, and
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It was.
yeah, it was the same
good
sort of
call.
thing. They followed that formula. Like
Yeah.
Die Hard 1 was great. Die Hard 2, okay.
It was a bit similar to Die Hard 1, wasn't it? It was that
Was
they were in the airport.
It was snowing, it was Christmas time.
Christmas
again,
time again.
But yeah, it was. They tried to be a bit too clever, I think, with the there was like a twist in it and stuff.
Yeah,
which is,
that's right.
It just was
yeah.
good, but it's hard to follow Die Hard 1. You
Yeah.
know, like-
Oh, yeah.
But then Die Hard with a Vengeance was outstanding.
It was, yeah.
Now, Die Hard 4 and the 4.0, because that was trendy at the time,
Mm.
and the Good Day to Die Hard,
Yeah.
they can go join the other Terminator
bags.
movies, the dick bag. And then we got Rambo.
Yeah, well, hang on. Let's talk about Rambo then.
Rambo 1,
Brilliant.
actually
I
known
can't-
as
I
just
can't-
known as First Blood.
Can't wait to watch it again. I've
Very
been talking
good.
about it a lot.
Do you know how many people die in Rambo 1?
What do you mean people die?
Well, you know, like they always go on about the Rambo movies being really violent and stuff like that. There's a huge body count in the Rambo's movies.
Yeah.
How many people die in Rambo 1? First Blood.
I don't know. None, do they? Or
One.
Who dies?
The guy that accidentally falls out of the helicopter and throws a rocket in.
Yeah, okay.
That is it.
Yeah, but I don't think it didn't get the what's it called? It didn't get the body count thing until more like Rambo 2 or 3 when he's
2
going
was
through.
ridiculous.
Is he shooting from the hip or something? And dudes on rooftops and are
Yeah,
falling
Rambo
over.
2 was good. That was the one that
Yeah.
starts with the...
Is that when he's in a concentration camp or?
I think so, yeah. It's where he gets captured and he's got the leeches on
Or
him
was
and
number
stuff like
3? I don't know. Which
3 was the one in Afghanistan.
one? Okay,
Where
yeah.
they're trying to get the Russians out of Afghanistan.
Okay.
Which is really...
Man,
I kind of find
my memory
3
sucks.
funny because they talk about how the Afghan people are like a very proud people, and they will always rise up and fight against a force that's coming against them, because
Oh,
this is the case
really?
with the Russians.
Yeah.
But until it's the Americans' turn to have a crack at them, they're like, oh, fuck these people. You know? It's like, hang on,
Yeah.
dude. Are they proud? Are they not? You know,
Yeah.
like when they're proud of their own town, they're against Americans, they're insurgents. When they're proud of themselves against the Russians, they're rebels.
Yeah.
You know, and they're doing well. They try to throw too many politics into action
Sure.
movies back in the day, and it
Yeah.
kind of, it's coming back to bite them in the ass now. And then Rambo 4,
Which was just called Rambo?
just called Rambo.
Yeah. What did you think of that one?
It goes for 70 minutes.
Oh, no.
It's
you
a
said that
fucking
before.
glorified TV show. It is so short. And
Yeah.
it has way too many people dying. It's just, apparently,
Gruesome. It's very
if you
gruesome.
go through I think it's the deaths per minute,
yeah.
it has the highest rate. It's one of those things, if you just Google, like deaths per minute in a film, it has the highest rate of deaths per minute of cinema time.
Yeah.
And the fact that it has just the one thing that just like made me cringe. It was just like they're going through Burma.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're going to obviously get some
Civil
people.
war
Yeah,
and
they're
shit.
going to get rid of the evil dictator
Yeah.
in Burma. He's running the military, killing a lot of people. Now, it's not even bad enough that he's a jerk and killing people. Like that's bad enough. Like
Yeah.
he's the bad guy.
Oh,
We get
yeah.
it.
He's an
He's an arsehole. Not only that, but then when Rambo's sort of going through the camp and trying to suss everything out, they had one of the
that's
commander lieutenants
right.
like bring him a small boy to
little
molest.
boy,
It's
yeah,
like, oh, come,
no,
we get it.
yeah.
He's the bad guy. Why does he have to touch kids?
Yeah.
Like, unnecessary.
Yeah.
Stallone, unnecessary. We didn't need that sort of thing in our Rambo movie. It just,
You've already painted the picture pretty well.
yeah.
With the, all the people who are running across the rice fields on the grenades
Yeah,
and shit like
and they're
that.
just getting blown.
We get it, he's an
yeah,
asshole.
yeah. They just destroy an entire
Yeah.
village. I mean, like, I get it. He's the bad guy. We didn't
Yeah.
need the kitty fiddling. Yeah,
Oh,
just
shit.
not necessary.
Yeah, I totally agree. But I didn't actually. I didn't mind the film. It was quite gritty.
Yeah.
I think he went for that real
Raw,
raw,
yeah.
and it fucking was very raw.
Well, at least he always tackles the sort of whatever's the project of the day.
Yeah,
like
sure.
like I said, when it was Afghanistan, he tackled that. When
Yeah.
it was Vietnam War, it was about that.
That's
And
right.
like he does sort of stay topical. With
Yeah, he
his,
does.
with his fights.
Yeah.
But they're your top 5. Like I said, I don't think you'll disagree with my analysis of the 2.5 film rule. Like you'll get
Yeah.
at least 2.5 good films per series.
Can I just before we go after this thing, it reminded me. Have you ever seen National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon?
Yes, the
Emilio Estevez.
and
Samuel Jackson.
Charlie Sheen. They did the Charlie Sheen one was the Hot Shots. No, it was Hot Shots.
Hot Shots
Yeah.
was Have you seen Loaded Weapon?
Yes, I have seen Loaded Weapon.
That's one of those parody films.
Yeah.
I used to love it as a kid. I've got them on DVD. When I was going through my collecting DVDs moment, I bought a lot of DVDs and never watched them.
Yep.
That's one of them. I've
Okay.
got it. I'll watch it one day.
Those parody films have their spot.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Hot Shots.
Yeah,
the
Hot Shots
first
was
one
good.
took the piss out of Top Gun. The second one took the piss out of
Rambo, that's right.
I was a big fan of the first and second Scary Movie.
First one was good.
The
Really
first
good.
one was really good, and then I also was a big fan of Not Another Teen Movie.
I was going to say that's probably one of the best
That's
ones.
the best
of all
one
time.
I think they've ever done as far as
Yeah.
a parody movie. But
Yeah.
for the most part, then they just sometimes just get too silly. And all they parody movies that are sort of borderline irrelevant. And like they did one of for 300. It was like, Meet the Spartans or whatever. It was like, oh, we don't need this.
Get on to Loaded Weapon.
Yep.
If you haven't seen it in a while, I'll watch it with you. We can do it. We can do
Stop
it.
inviting yourself over. You really know how to drink at home, don't you? Just keep inviting yourself over to my place. Oh yeah, we have to watch this movie for the podcast. Steve, we're taking a break after this show. We're not going to come back till next year. Oh no, but we just need to watch it. You'll give us content. We'll have content.
All right, well, fuck you, man.
Well,
I like Loaded Weapon.
Come over during the holidays, Steve, and watch it. But then we're going to get into our secondary round of action franchises. Now, these ones that aren't on the top level, top tier, but they're still good.
Oh, yeah, they're good.
We're going through Matrix, we're going through Taken, Expendables, the Mexico series, and the Bourne films.
The Bourne films,
How do they grab you, Steve? Give me some pros and cons for each.
Shit, all right. I really like the Matrix films.
Yep.
I thought that could have been just a one-off film,
Yes.
but I think it was very successful. They went, fuck this, we're making money.
Yeah. Well, I think the problem with that was the first one was very clever.
Yeah.
Like, really well thought out. And then they went, okay, people seem to... But all people remembered were the highlights, like the action bits.
Sure.
And
The
they
fight
made
scenes,
the
yeah.
second one and went, can we just make this one a bit of a spot fest? Like
It was, that's
they
right.
dumbed
Well
down
done.
some of the story and the cleverness of it.
Yeah.
And then just threw in more of what people thought they wanted, which is the action. And then by the third one, it was just pretty much an action film. Just, this is what we can do with CGI now. It's like,
Yes.
I don't really care. You've lost the story.
Yeah. Yeah, that was well put. Thanks. Yeah.
Sorry, man.
That's good. You're good at that kind of stuff. So that Matrix, I really did enjoy Matrix, but definitely not even touching the top 5.
Yeah.
The Bourne films. Now that Bourne films, I reckon they beat the 2.5 rule.
I will give the Bourne films
They're
credit.
solid.
They are solid. My issue with the Bourne franchise, not just the one that Matt Damon's not in, and the fact that I think they made a TV show briefly.
Oh, did they? Okay, yeah.
But that I'm not going to hold that against the Bourne franchise. The only issue I have with the Bourne films is I can't tell you which one's which.
No, yeah.
If you were watching
Yeah,
5
exactly.
minutes or 10 minutes of one film, if it just popped up on TV, I couldn't tell you if it was Bourne Identity, Bourne Supremacy, Bourne whatever. I can't tell the difference between the films.
I think it's because it's meant to be just one long fucking story.
Yeah.
Just broken up into 3 films.
Yeah, but I get that. But then you still need to have. I understand the continuity, but you're still got to have a bit of, to be able to establish one from the
fair
other.
enough.
That's my issue, is that I couldn't tell you which one was which.
Me
remember
neither.
is like I said, the most notable thing. I remember watching them, enjoying them, but the only thing of note I can remember was in the first one where he stabs the guy in the hand with the pen. and then he pulls the pen out of his hand. That, that's just me being gross,
Yeah.
but that's just the one that I enjoyed.
Just speaking of that, just quickly, we saw the funniest thing the other day on Commando.
Yeah.
They did the Commando in 3 minutes.
3 minutes, yeah.
Holy shit, how funny is that, man?
If you can get yourself on YouTube there's a guy that breaks down movies into short periods of time, and he does Commando in 3 minutes, and it's hilarious. If you're a big Schwarzenegger fan, action fan, Commando in 3 minutes is very good. Also, by the same token, there's another person that breaks down films into 15 seconds.
Okay.
And he does $1 Million Baby in 15 seconds. Now, have you seen $1 Million Baby?
Is that the boxing one?
Yeah, the Hillary Swank. And so there's the...
Yeah, I did see
It's the bit where he just has, like, her going, will you train me? No. Will you train me? No. Will you train me? I don't train girls. Will you train me? I won't let you down. He's like, sure. And then it just cuts to her getting punched, landing on the stool, breaking her neck, and they hear this, because she's in the hospital bed, and it just cuts back to him going, Christ. And that's the whole movie in 15 seconds. It's brilliant.
Excellent.
Yeah, definitely go look that up. But then we got down to, we'll go through Taken.
I don't know Taken.
You don't know Taken? Liam Neeson. That was good. They were good movies. Like you said, the first one was really, really good. Second one, they found a formula and they just went with it. And they're still good movies. Once again, you probably couldn't tell the difference between the first one and the third one. They do all feel very similar. And you're just like, geez, this guy's really unlucky to keep having relatives killed or taken. It just seems a bit... It's a bit like the Death Wish movies, the old Charles Bronson. It's like, they killed his nephew and his second cousin through his mum's side. It's like, why does he need so much vengeance? And then we're just going to gloss over that one and then go to the Expendables.
Oh, yes. The classic. They're classics, aren't they?
The Expendables got it wrong, got it right, and then got it so wrong again.
You got it wrong the first one?
The first one was trying to take itself too seriously.
Yeah.
It was trying to be a real, like action, all that.
What happens in the first one again?
It's the one with Julia Roberts'
Who's the
brother.
bad guy?
Julia Roberts' brother. Eric Roberts.
The fuck is that?
Eric Roberts.
Julia Roberts' brother. I
Julia
didn't know
Roberts'
she even
brother.
had a brother.
Yeah, Eric Roberts. Eric Roberts was actually a star before Julia Roberts was a star. He was in a movie. This is going to make you... If you know this movie, you'll be very impressed. But have you seen a movie called Best of the Best?
Best of the Best.
It was a karate movie.
Yeah,
he was the star in that.
Okay.
He's one of those guys that was just a star. When you go to the...
I know who it is.
Yeah.
I know who it is.
You know who we used to go through the... We were discussing before. When you go to the video store
Yeah.
and you go to the action section, you would have seen his face a fair bit. He was either the good guy or the bad guy.
That's Julia Roberts' brother.
Yeah, he was in a lot of just action movies.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of back in the day, straight to VHS.
I know the guy. Was he also from the vampire film? The one when he's next door, Fright Night? Was that him?
I think so, yeah.
He's a bad vampire?
Yeah, he's in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
He was in one really good one called The Pope of Greenwich Village with Mickey Rourke. It's very old, very dated, but that movie is one of those great sort of old school movies. You watch old movies, you don't want to sound old and washed, but I'm going to sound old and washed. They don't make movies like that anymore. Just a good, solid story. Okay. And he was in that. He was very good in that. And he was the bad guy in the first one. The problem with the first one is, A, they tried to take itself too seriously. B, they tried to make Stone Cold Steve Austin the bad guy.
Oh, yeah, I know. You want to cheer for him, right?
Yeah, well, I remember seeing it in the cinema. Like, I always like seeing movies like that in the cinema, just to see the reactions they get. I went and saw Baywatch in the cinema purely to see what was going to happen with the jokes, And there's a couple of jokes they put in there, and the cameo they do with Hasselhoff, and it tanked. At the cinema, it was just crickets. It was so bad.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I enjoy. I'm big on crowd reaction, so when that got nothing was funny. And the Expendables, the thing that always made me laugh was the scene. They got the girl. They're trying to get the girl, rescue the girl again, and then there's the scene where Eric Roberts is the smooth, suave bad guy and stuff. And he goes, I was raised in the South. We treated women with respect and dignity. You'd never lay your hands on the woman. Okay. And then he goes, but he wasn't raised the same way. And Stone Cold just fucking punches this chick in the face.
Oh, shit.
And she falls into the truck. She goes down and something. And you're supposed to be like, oh, this is bad. But because Stone Cold Steve Austin, people in the crowd went, oh, and started clapping. It's like, you can't clap Stone Cold punching a girl in the face. You can't do it. But, that was the hard thing about the first Expendables. The second one, they got it right.
Oh, Van Damme, right?
Van Damme was the bad guy. Good, yeah. They had Chuck Norris playing the caricature of Chuck Norris.
Yes, that's right.
He even said the shitty Chuck Norris jokes.
Yeah.
And they had Arnie and Bruce Willis, trying to one-up each other. Like Arnie rips the door off the car.
Right.
They had who's got the bigger gun and stuff like that. It was what everyone expected from the first one.
Okay.
It was brilliant. It
Yep.
was really, really funny. It took the piss out of it. It didn't take itself too seriously. It was good action. It was a decent story, for an action film. It was really well done. And then in the third one, they went, that second one did really well, made a lot of money. Let's make this now PG and really try to cash in.
That's right.
And then they just lose you. You know what I mean? Like they brought in
Mel Gibson.
Ronda Rousey.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like they brought in like the Hemsworth, like Thor.
They did, and they brought in Frasier.
Yeah, it was like you can't.
Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah, you can't do that. You've just
Harrison Ford.
Yeah, they overshot it. They overshot the mark. They tried to do too much.
Although I really enjoyed Antonio Banderas' character in that.
Yeah,
it was fun.
It has moments.
It
It's
was
one of those
fun.
ones that became like the first one had moments. And it was
Yeah.
really good. But the third one, they just tried to do too much.
How bad was that, though, the scene with Stallone and Mickey Rourke?
Yeah. Oh, and the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, the real intense scene, like
Yeah.
the Nam flashbacks. Yeah.
Oh, that was so bad.
I'm always a big fan of a Nam flashback in films. Yeah, but that was a bit much.
She was doing the tattoo or something on him.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It was
that's
just
a
bit
classic.
like,
That's
God.
another action movie classic, and like the Nam flashback. I really enjoy that, and like the end of First Blood when Rambo's Stallone's sitting there, and he's like doing this movie. Johnny doesn't have legs, and like it's just. There's always a place for a Nam flashback, but just that movie tried to take itself too seriously.
Yeah.
And the other one we're going to bring up is the Once Upon a Time Mexico trilogy. So it started off with El Mariachi, which is a very famous movie because it was made on like a $5,000 budget.
Oh, wow.
And then there was Desperado, which was the first sort of, foray into the American film for it. So everyone loved that one. And then there was the Once Upon a Time Mexico, which was their sort of trilogy film.
That's right.
Which was really good, really clever. But the problem is, it was a bit of an epic. So it was meant to be long. It was meant to be epic. But yeah, it did go for over 2 hours.
Dies in that one,
Salma Hayek dies right at the start. She's not even really in it. She's only in the second one.
She's
only in
my
Desperado.
she's my number one, by the way.
Oh, she's the number one.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
if there was ever, if you had like,
that's the leave pass. Like,
yeah. Jonah.
So Jonah's okay with this?
Probably not. But Selma,
Yeah.
she's number one.
See, mine's Jessica Alba. So we both enjoy the Latino
she
girls.
hates-
Although she hates.
Yeah, it's a long story.
Jonah hates Jessica Alba.
Yeah, just Jessica.
I
Alba,
know a lot of girls hate Jessica Alba.
Yeah.
I think it's because she's so fucking gorgeous and they're all very jealous. But I do know a few girls that dislike Jessica Alba. But Jess, if you're listening, I'm a big fan. If you want to go
Call
for
me.
coffee, give me a call. But yeah, those movies were really good. Like so the first one was very same sort of thing as the Rambo. The first one, like not many people die. It was more of the story.
Yeah, sure.
The myth of the guy with the guitar case full of guns.
case, yep.
And then he becomes the character in the second one, and then like Desperado. Everyone loved Desperado
I
because the
love
action
Desperado.
scenes are just
so good.
so good. And then the Once Upon a Time Mexico was more story based, but once again, really, really well done. So they're ones that sort of they make the grade, but there's this they're not going to make top 5.
No.
And then we're going to get into the one that I think needs to stop.
Okay, yeah.
Needs to stop.
Yeah.
The Fast and Furious series.
Oh, yeah.
That stop. I know it's making money, and I know you're doing offshoots with like Hobbs' character because The Rock is the world's biggest movie star, and let's chuck him in another movie. Stop. It's terrible. They're terrible. They're bad movies. The first one was good. The second one was one of those ones you can just watch if it's on TV, but you're not exactly going to go out of your way to watch it. The third one, surprisingly good. The Tokyo Drift, wasn't that bad, because you didn't have very high hopes for it. Because you thought, they're not going to do this franchise anymore. And then they came back with like Fast 4, and then I think it was like Too Fast, Too Furious, and Fast 5. And blah, blah, blah. They suck. Stop jumping cars off things and trying to land them in different places. It's just done. It's been done. You can't do anything else in cars. It's so CGI'd. It's terrible. It's hard to watch. And then between Vin Diesel's mumble growling, just family, family. It's like, stop saying the word family and mumbling everything. Paul Walker's dead. Stop trying to make more movies based around his legacy. It's horrendous. They're getting terrible now. Like I said, I know The Rock's the number one actor in the world.
He's a god amongst men, that guy.
And we love him.
Yeah.
I did see something the other day. What's his best film character?
The Tooth Fairy?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that what he said, didn't he?
No, what's the best film character he's been in? He makes the most money. He's been in a lot of movies, but which one's the best movie that he's been in? Which character stands out as his best character?
I don't know.
Exactly. That's pretty bad.
Oh, is that it?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like, you go through what's Arnie's best character.
Yeah. Terminator.
You really got excited about
Terminator. Terminator. Do not forget about Terminator.
He forgot about Terminator once, and now he's never forget. But what is Arnie's? What's your favourite Arnie character?
I I don't know. I have to think about that. Oh, Conan. For me, it's Conan.
For you, it's Conan.
Yeah.
See, for me, it's the character from Commando. Yeah, I love Commando.
After that 3-minute video, it killed it, man.
I think it's great.
Oh, God.
Or even his work in Predator. You know,
Oh,
that's
Dutch.
Dutch.
So good.
That's a good character.
Yeah, great
right?
character.
But the thing is, we had a discussion there about 3 or 4 characters.
Yeah.
You know, like with The Rock, you're not saying like it's not Scorpion King.
Oh shit, no.
I liked his character in Walking Tall. Walking Tall was a good movie.
That was good. That was before he blew up.
Yeah,
probably, though.
and his character in Faster. Have you seen Faster? It's the
I have.
revenge film.
He comes out of jail. And
And he
Yeah.
goes to kill everyone that sort of
Yeah.
set him up and killed his brother.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really, really good movie. It was sort of, it was that classic sort of revenge action movie. Because I just love the scene where he fights like a bouncer, because the bouncer's one of the guys he's trying to kill, and he stabs him. And then he thinks he's killed him and he leaves. And then he's driving to the next victim, the next guy he's going to try to kill. And he hears on the radio, oh man, in serious, critical but stable condition. And then he just goes... and then just turns the car around and goes back after him. I'm like, that's good. That's a man that really wants revenge.
They got that from me and myself and Irene.
I don't know.
Well, I'm just assuming. Do you remember me, myself, and Irene when he comes across the dead cow?
Yeah, he goes back and he keeps trying to kill him.
And then later on, he's like, "Oh, they found a cow."
Put 7 bullets in him, yeah.
Lucky the poor little guy's still alive. You know, like
Me, Myself, and Irene is one of the most underrated comedies.
Isn't it?
ever.
That's
It's
so
great.
funny.
There's a few movies that I think are highly underrated. Me,
Yeah.
Myself, and Irene, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and In Bruges. But they're I can go on them another time.
Yeah.
Get back to Fast and
Sorry,
Furious sucking ass.
Yeah. Let's
But-
move on. I hate Fast series.
Yeah, okay, we're
It's
going to move
just
on.
terrible.
Okay.
I think it's
Well,
rubbish.
this is going to come down to, this is going to be our debate topic. And this is one that, I'm quite happy to lose this one because I think I might. But me and Steve discussed and we were discussing, should we just toss this movie or how about this movie? And then I went, well, this one's better than that one. He went, what? And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not a big fan of that one. He's not a big fan of this one.
Yeah.
Because I'm super suave, am a big James Bond fan. Steve, not a big fan of James Bond. Because
not so suave.
he's not real cool. But then he's also a massive nerd and thinks the Star Wars movies are better than James Bond.
That's pretty
Steve,
rich coming from the Dungeon Dragoner, or what do you call yourself in the old days? The thieves, the watching thieves.
I grew into my coolness. Okay.
No, the question is, Star Wars
Yeah.
versus Bond, and I'm super psyched. The next one's out now,
Yeah.
and we haven't had a major time to go see it
Oh,
yet.
no.
But next week's the time.
There you go.
But by the time you listen to it, I should have already seen it.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm very super psyched.
Give us your breakdown already of what do you think's going to happen? How excited are you?
I don't know.
Because I don't know. I haven't seen the last 2 they made,
Yeah.
and everyone's mad at me because I didn't see that Rogue One.
Oh, that was good.
Even
I
everyone
enjoyed
told
that.
me it was good. Like, don't get me wrong. I enjoy the Star Wars movies. I'm just not going out of my way to see
Sure.
them. I'm not
Yeah.
going to pay like $25 to go see it at the cinema.
I go to cinema twice a year.
Yeah.
I know what last one I watched was Tupac, and I was so bitterly disappointed.
I know you did come to me straight after that one.
Yeah.
And, because you knew
Don't
that.
fucking watch it, man.
Yeah, big Tupac fans, and
Yeah. Star Wars, I'm psyched. I actually saw something the other day about because Star Wars is coming to an end.
yeah.
Yeah, how many times can we keep going over this shit? But someone said, well, to keep Star Wars alive, they're exploring a different story which could have happened, millions of miles away.
Yeah.
Which is still the Star Wars. It's still the same time.
Yeah.
But, Darth Vader is long, long away.
Yeah.
It's under a different government, for Christ's sakes, it could be. Maybe there's no imperial fucking... Anyway, I'm going out of... I'm spiraling out of control.
You're getting really passionate about this fiction.
everywhere. Yeah.
This goes back to your belief system from earlier.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, look, I think... I don't. If sci-fi action, I don't know. It's a bit of both, but I think Star Wars will probably go down as one of the biggest franchises of all time. Definitely one of my favorite franchises. The Bond films, I've never really got into. I love GoldenEye, the video game.
Yeah,
but
everyone. That's my issue is because a lot of
that's about
people
it.
like GoldenEye because of the video game.
Yeah.
And Pierce Brosnan was a good Bond. Pierce Brosnan was a terrible.
I heard
Bond.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
no good.
it goes. I'm very torn with this because it's sort of sacrilege to say that Sean Connery's not the best Bond.
Yeah,
Because Sean Connery was great.
yeah.
But Daniel Craig is fucking
Oh,
amazing.
really?
I
Yeah.
really enjoyed the recent Bond films because it's sort of like they both got a facelift about the same time. you remember the early 90s Bond and Batman were both very hokey.
Oh, they were,
and terrible. You know?
Yeah.
Like, so the
Batman series. Why didn't we talk about the Batman?
Oh, because we're not doing superheroes. Superheroes is a completely different genre.
Yeah.
Like, so that's a big another rabbit hole. And you're a nerd. I'm a bit geeky. We're not qualified.
I'm a nerd. And you're
I'm just a bit geeky. Yeah, I'm a jock. But we're not qualified to get it. There's podcasts that just delve knee deep into those sorts of things, and we're not. I don't think we're qualified. We're gonna stay in our wheelhouse, Steve. Just me paying out Carmelo Anthony and trying to defend him. But I just think that they both became gritty again at the same time, like the Batman movies, and then they redid the Bond movies. And like I said, the Casino Royale is one of the best Bond movies of all time. The one with Daniel Craig, the first one Daniel Craig did, just for that first scene where he has to kill a man with his bare hands. It's just like. That's what Bond was missing, you know. He was always very hokey, and then it got to the stage where he was just using gadgets for everything and trying to be too funny and too cool, you know. But then when they brought back the Daniel Craig ones, it was like, yeah, he's fucking badass, you know. And like in Skyfall, when he sets up his house, like they're gonna go kill him at his family's house, and they've booby trapped the whole house and that sort of thing, and he's parked his car out the front. He's got that, you know, the old Aston Martin, and you know the bad guys come in and then they blow up the car. And it's like real dramatic, and they cut to Bond, you know, and he's just standing there staring like, you motherfuckers. You know?
Don't mess with man's car, man.
You just know it's on, you know, and like that movie brings out those emotions. You always know there's going to be a really cool chase fight scene to start off the film, then it's going to go into the... It's got that formula that I enjoy, you know, and sometimes they get a bit slow, and some of the characters are a bit, like the bad guys are a bit shit, but yeah, I really enjoyed the Bond movies, so they're mine for me, because... The Star Wars, I enjoyed them as a kid, you know, and like I watched all three of the prequels. Yeah, was very underwhelmed with all of them. Was hard. And I've been told the new ones are good. The last two that come out, and then the new one that just came out the other day. I've heard they're very good, but I don't know. I think I was burnt too much by the prequels, and I don't smoke weed anymore, so I might not enjoy the Star Wars movies as much as I used to.
Yeah, sure.
So that's fair?
Yeah.
We'll put that to the debate, guys. We'll let you guys chime in. You know, as always, I'm not that confident on this one, actually, to be honest. I'm usually pretty confident going into these.
Yep.
But this one here, I know I'm probably going to get shouted down, but I'm going to go Bond over Star Wars. But yeah, we'd like to hear from you guys. But that's going to be it for the year, guys. This is going to be our last show to come out for the year. We'll probably start again straight back in early January when me and Steve get a chance to catch up. But we need some holidays. We need some time to sit down and have Steve come over and watch a lot of movies at my house. But yeah, thanks for listening this year, guys. Remember to share the page, share the podcast out. You know, tell a friend, put the reviews down. We've had a couple. We do appreciate it. But for Speed saying goodbye for Steve Burrows.
Peace out.
And we'll see you next year. Peace.
Are you a podcaster? Maybe you've got that big idea and you're looking for a network to join. The multi-award-winning Ozcast Network can get your content to eyes and ears all over the world. Join now for the first month free, and you could be featuring this sound at the beginning of your podcast.
Ozcast.
Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.